Many myths and stories circulated about Pistis, highlighting her importance in Greek and Roman culture. One such tale tells of a young man named Eustathios who was lost in a dense forest. In his desperation, he called upon Pistis to guide him out of danger. Her reassuring presence and unwavering guidance helped Eustathios safely find his way out of the forest and back home. This story, and others like it, helped to cement Pistis's reputation as a goddess of trust and reliability. Her teachings were seen as critical components of a healthy society, and her wisdom was respected by people of all walks of life. As time passed, the concept of Pistis evolved and found a new home in Christian scripture. Here, it was frequently used to signify a deep and unshakable belief in God and His teachings. Despite this transition, the importance of sincerity and honesty remained at the heart of Pistis's legacy. Today, the legacy of Pistis lives on in a variety of ways. Modern cultures continue to prioritize honesty and trust in relationships, and the idea of having faith in something greater than oneself remains an important part of many belief systems. And through it all, Pistis remains a symbol of these enduring ideals, revered as an example of what it truly means to be trustworthy, loyal, and dependable. Once upon a time, John was a young lawyer who had to make an important presentation to a jury. He had to prove his client's innocence in a highly publicized case, and he knew he needed to use the power of rhetoric to persuade the jury. John decided to focus on the three modes of Pistis in his presentation. He began by using pathos, the emotional appeal, to connect with the jury. He told them his client's story and how unfair it was for an innocent person to be accused of such a heinous crime. John could see the jurors nodding along and becoming emotionally engaged in the case. Next, John used logos to appeal to the jury's intelligence and reason. He presented a logical argument supporting his client's innocence. John showed evidence that proved the client couldn't have been at the crime scene on the night in question. He used charts and diagrams to explain complex legal concepts, making it easy for the jury to follow along. Lastly, John used ethos, the ethical or moral character of the speaker, to establish his credibility with the jury. He explained how important it was for him to defend innocent people and uphold justice. John also mentioned his years of experience as a successful lawyer, which further reinforced his credibility. John's argument was successful, and the jury found his client innocent. They were impressed with the way he used all three modes of Pistis to persuade them. John knew that he had done his job well, and he felt proud of using the power of rhetoric to bring justice to his client. Once upon a time, there was a concept called Pistis in both Greek and Christian cultures. The Greek rhetorical concept of Pistis was seen as persuasive discourse that affected people through the use of concise language. In contrast, the Christian interpretation of Pistis was viewed as a form of argument. While the Greeks focused on affecting and persuading listeners, Christians saw Pistis as a way to inform listeners about subject matter before fully agreeing or disagreeing with it. The difference in interpretation between the Greeks and Christians shows how culture can shape meaning. Over time, the Christian interpretation of Pistis developed into a way to persuade listeners through factual information. This evolution in meaning demonstrated how a single concept could take on vastly different interpretations across cultures. As a result, Pistis took on a completely different meaning in Christianity compared to its original Greek meaning.
Do you want to explore more Greek mythology stories? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.